especially when I started, playing basketball. That was always the goal. And, obviously there's other goals and stuff, but, this is just one step to whatever I want to accomplish, which is, to win championships. And, we're right there, so it felt pretty good.
For a follow-up question, I guess I was there like when they first drafted you. You know, initially you thought you were going to go to Cleveland, right? Then you break your foot. Then you missed the following year. And there's also that time where your brother passed away, right? And you were thinking long and hard about giving all this up and going back home. And, I think this is a testament to perseverance, sticking it through, and now you're the MVP when you were actually thinking about giving up basketball.
I've always said it. I feel like my life is a movie. You look at the way, obviously starting playing basketball at 15, and not really know. I mean, the whole goal was to just when I got the chance to come to the U.S. was really to come get a degree and find a way to get a job because I didn't think basketball would take me anywhere. So with everything that's been happening, obviously losing my brother was a big part of it. To almost leading me to quitting basketball, not wanting to come back because I felt like it was kind of my fault because I left Cameroon, I left my family, and I felt like I should have been there to do something, and that was also at a period where it was a lot of dark times, missing two years because obviously the foot and everything going on really around the organization, outside of basketball. It was tough, but I'm just glad that I pushed through it, and I'm here sitting in front of you guys, having accomplished something that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to. It's hard. It's hard to win in this league. It's hard to be successful in this league. There's a reason why, these are the best basketball players in the world, and to be sitting here and feel like I won something as far as the most valuable player is great. But then again, he's also part of my story because I've always felt like I was a role model, and especially to my Cameroonian people and my African people, and I feel like just looking at my story, that's they can look at it and be like, wow, he did it. Probably the probability of someone like me, starting playing basketball at 15, to get the chance to be the MVP of the league is, I'd say probably -0. Yeah, with all the opportunities that, we don't have a lot of opportunities back in Africa in general to get to this point. But, improbable doesn't mean impossible. And, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to as long as you believe in it and, you keep working hard, anything can happen.
Joel, you mentioned those dark times. Since then, where do you feel like you've grown as a person?
I'll say the biggest key of it is obviously, it's all about family. I don't talk about it a lot. My son, I would say, is probably the biggest part of it. My parents, they've been here, from the beginning. I'm still kind of pissed at my dad because he didn't let me start playing basketball until 15. Who knows what I could have been if I had started earlier, but he made the right decision. Everything happens for a reason. My mom, she doesn't really care about all of this. She just wants me to be healthy and be able to do what I love. So that being a big part of it, and then obviously my family, fiance, Arthur, like I said, he's the, obviously losing my brother, and, I think, and then giving his name to my son meant a lot. And he's, my son is, the reason why I'm really sitting here, because I just, when I found out, we were having a kid, I just remember I was like, I gotta be a great role model, and I gotta set a good example. I want him to understand that, his dad not only was pretty good, but he also worked hard, and he went and, took everything he wanted. So he's one of the reasons why, like, my whole mindset just changed. Everything about me just changed. The way I went about my business, my life, everything just changed, because I just wanted to be a great father, set a good example, and and then obviously there's been a lot of people along the way. If I start going through names, we're gonna be sitting here for a long time, but so they know who they are. I mean, Drew, Kim, the Talent family, that were a big part of, my rehab. When I got to the league, that really took care of me. It's a lot of people. I got a lot of, may seem like I don't have a lot of friends, but I do have a lot of friends. Like I said, that know who they are. My guys from LA. I won't go through names. There's a lot of people, but a lot of people have helped me get here. It would not be possible without those people that sacrificed a lot for me. But story's not over. I don't want to say, but it's baby steps. To get where you want, and we went all through these years of the process to trying to get these opportunities, and I think a lot of credit goes to the fans also, because they've been so supportive, from the beginning. Showing up to games, even though there were seasons where we won 10 games, and EB hanging a banner in the locker room. I remember being pissed about it, because my name was up there and I had nothing to do with it, because I'm just not a loser. I hate losing. But we went through a lot, whether it's the burner accounts, my guy Sam Hinkie, getting kicked out, and there's a lot that has happened that we had to go through, and I think the fans are a big part of it. Always been supportive, and like I said yesterday, this is about, it's not just for me, my teammates, the whole organization, the fans. Everybody played a big part of it.
You talked a bunch about how you don't care about winning this award. We saw your way emotions went through you last night. You talked about how you dreamt about doing this. I was curious, what has been the thing that's stood out to you about why this matters so much to win this award?
I think a lot of people have this misconception of the difference between being competitive and wanting to win everything possible. I don't want to win this award because it's just the MVP. I want to win it because it means a lot to me. Like I said, I went through a lot, and that's just a validation of that everything, the sacrifices and everything you went through, is paying off in some ways. And, obviously winning a championship is going to be way better, and we have that opportunity. But, I'm just competitive. I want it all. I want to win everything that I can get my hands on, and everybody around me knows that. It doesn't matter if it's about basketball or if you're playing a game, in life or whatever. I want to win everything. I want to be first, and like I said. Now, I know I've always said I don't care, but it was just for you guys to leave me alone and not ask me questions about it. But, I do care in a way that it means that, I just, I, you, you validates, like I say, validates everything, all the work that you put in, and just to be sitting here is just, is amazing.
You mentioned before how you appreciate being a role model for everybody back home. You're the first person to win MVP who came from a BWB camp. I was curious, especially given your late start and kind of getting your first chance there. I was curious what it means to you to be able to be kind of a trailblazer in that regard, and as part of showing people that they can accomplish things, to be the first person to do that.
Oh man, that's I didn't even know. That's pretty crazy. And like I said, improbable doesn't mean impossible. A lot of us don't get these opportunities to come to the U.S. and get to go to high school and go to college and have a chance, to be on an NBA roster, let alone being an all-star. I was talking to, Luke is another big part of why I'm sitting here, because he gave me, these opportunities, and it's like, oh man, it's crazy. Like, we were just talking about the whole journey of, what it took for me to be here, and he just feels amazing. And like I said, being a role model, and mainly to my African people, that's the best of all, because I want us to succeed. For us to usually achieve something, we have to work, twice as hard as everybody else. And I want them to understand that, yeah, we can do it. It's possible. You just gotta be a little lucky, but it's possible. If you get this opportunity, you gotta, just keep going and believe in your goals, and it's gonna happen.
Just real quick, obviously you just went through shoot around. How are you feeling coming out of that, and how do you feel about tonight? And how have the last couple of weeks been? Given I know you spent the season hoping to not have to be in a situation where you're playing through an injury like this and missing time during the playoffs.
Yeah, it's tough. But like I said, my life is a movie. Everything happens for a reason. Every single year, always, something freaky happening, and that's okay. That's another challenge on the way to, getting to where I want to. And obviously it's hard dealing with another injury, and but when something like that happens, you got about a day to kind of be sad and whatever, and it's time to go back to work and rehab and trying to make sure you do everything possible to be able to get back on the floor. So obviously it's earlier than we thought, considering what I had, but I'm just glad to be able to go up and down, and kind of see how it feels. So we're just gonna take day by day and see how it feels and go from there.
Okay, so just to clarify, is it still up in the air if you will go tonight, or what are you expecting for tonight's game? And then I have a real question, I promise.
It's a possibility, just like it was a possibility in the first game. But I'm gonna listen to those guys and see what they have to say, the doctors, and obviously I want to play. Everybody knows me. I just love being on the court, and I love to play. So there's a possibility, and I got the green light, and then we're gonna go ahead. But like I said, we're just gonna talk about it. But feel pretty good, just like I felt about the game. Last game, I felt like we had a huge opportunity and that we were gonna win. And tonight, whether I play or not, I believe in those guys. Anything can happen, then I think we got a huge chance to win the game.
And then just broader speaking, we've obviously seen the statistical jumps, the numbers you've put up the last couple of years, but when teammates talk about you, they often talk about your leadership strides, and I know that's kind of an intangible thing that can be hard to quantify, but how have you, over the last couple seasons, maybe kind of made a concerted effort to be more of a leader? How have you gone about doing that? Because knowing your personality too, it kind of maybe seems like it might have been a little unnatural for you at times.
I think when it comes to leadership, I don't think that's something that I really push to be. I remember having conversation with Coach Brown about what kind of leader I should be and what kind of leader I want to be, and he offered me a couple examples. Obviously, he has a lot of history in the game of basketball. Obviously being around the Spurs and Tim Duncan and how they used to go about their business, and it took me a while to kind of figure out how I wanted to lead. Obviously, everybody's different. I'm not going to be the guy to just go out and yelling at people or be all hype and all that stuff. That's just not my personality. But the way I can do it is by pushing my teammates in a positive way and sometimes in a negative way. Just to get a reaction out of them, because it's all about studying. Guys too. Some guys, you want to be as positive as possible, and some guys, you can be, a little bit negative, and they're gonna take it and they're gonna want to be better, and that's also me. I actually like when people are negative. I like when you guys tell me that I can do something, or I can accomplish something, because I'm gonna go out there and the foul night and show you that I can do it. So I think, over the years, I just found a way to just, kind of relate more, with my teammates. Obviously, I don't do anything outside of basketball as far as, whether it's going out and going to dinner. I just hate restaurants and stuff, so that's not me, but sometimes I do it. But I think the guys around me, they've also been extremely helpful. They've allowed me to just be myself, and then also, just take me as I am, and that's been great. And Tyrese is a guy that I would probably put in a position of just understanding me and understanding that if I'm gonna criticize him, he knows it's because I want him to be better. Some other guys, in the past, I don't know, or now they might have took that criticism as like, oh, he's mad, something, he has a problem with me. But no, that's not me. I want to win, and I can't win alone, and I need all of them, and they do understand it. So I think that's why this team is is different and special.